Welcome back to the second video in my femininity series. It is probably going to be one of, if not the most important videos that I do in this series, and it's really going to touch on something that I think is so important for a lot of women, and that is how to get your femininity back when you've hit a rough spot or gone through some kind of trauma or had a heartbreak or had a major disappointment in your life. So if you have had any one of those things happen and you feel like you've kind of lost your groove, you've lost your feminine energy, then this video is for you. So I think one of the major causes of sort of losing touch with your femininity and losing touch with your soft and feminine side is having something heartbreaking or disappointing or traumatic happen in your life. And that can range in severity for different people. I'm not going to sit here and judge what sort of justifies that type of response, but I think it's important to sort of understand that that is a major cause of a loss of feminine energy, particularly if you're finding it difficult to even get in touch with that side of yourself anymore. You used to love taking care of yourself. You used to love getting your makeup done, your hair done, your nails done. You used to love putting yourself together, the self-care, even the upkeep of working out and taking care of your body. But something happened along the way and you no longer have that motivation. You no longer want to spend time on your appearance. You no longer get joy out of makeup and hair and all that stuff. And it seems superficial when you say it like that, but it is a really important thing to look for. If you're just trying to evaluate where you are as far as healing, these are sort of the signs that you are coming back to yourself. So I wanted to give you a couple tips that you can implement to help you get back to your feminine energy and help you boost your femininity and kind of get your groove back. So the first one I'm going to say is the most important step, and I do think that it should be one of the first steps, if not the first step that you take. And that is to really take the time to do the internal work. Heal. Think about what is it that happened to you? What was that heartbreak? What was that disappointment? Because one of the things that happens when you go through a heartbreak or you go through a disappointment in your life or you experience some sort of trauma, what happens is it sets a seed of bitterness in your heart. And bitterness is one of the quickest ways to strangle and kill every trace of femininity within you. Bitterness is most simply defined as resentment. It is anger.
I would do anything for you. And I did. And you lie. And you cheat.
And disappointment at being treated unfairly. And this is something that starts small, right? It's barely noticeable. You think you're angry, you think you're sad. And before you know it, months go by and that has transformed into bitterness. You are now a bitter individual. And it's hard to sort of face that. It's hard to sort of accept, okay, you have bitterness in your heart, but that is the first step. And it can happen to anybody. It is a natural byproduct of pain and anger that is not dealt with on time. So don't feel any shame about it at all whatsoever. You have done nothing wrong. You've had something happen to you. And sometimes that pain does linger longer than you expect. So it's not too late to sort of tackle it. The first thing you want to do is get a journal and start to process those feelings. Write out what happened. Write out how you are feeling about it. Write out what about it made you angry, hurt, disappointed, or upset. And really start to work on and process those feelings on a daily basis. Take some quiet time in silence to meditate and let all of that inner turmoil and emotion come to the surface. For me, as a believer, my meditation always includes some sort of Bible reading, maybe a sermon or a message. And that is just such a crucial part of my routine because not only am I ejecting negativity when I meditate, I'm also putting positive seeds back into my spirit. And so that's something that I find very helpful. I know it's going to differ from person to person, but take that time and really work on extracting the bitterness out from under you. Another thing I do recommend is seeing a therapist, talking to someone. If you find that you are overwhelmed by what you're feeling, or if you find that you need sort of like an outside party to talk to, I would recommend speaking to a therapist because that individual is trained to sort of deal with these kinds of things. And what happens when you talk to friends or family is sometimes they bring their own trauma, hurts, and disappointments to whatever conversation you're having, and it doesn't end up being as productive as talking to a trained professional. And I can go more in depth on the healing aspect, but I just wanted to touch on that and say that that is the most important aspect and the first step that you should be focusing on before you move on to the next steps. Once you've begun to heal, the next thing you want to do is start to open up. And the one way I can say, the one tangible way you can really start to open up is start to be open to receiving, even something small like a compliment. A lot of people, if you notice, when you give them a compliment, they downplay it, they deflect it, etc. I want you to practice when you get a compliment, say thank you. Receive that compliment, bask in it, feel it. Let that compliment really sink in and say, thank you, I do look good today. Thank you, my makeup is really pretty. Whatever the compliment is, receive it and bask in it. Because whatever you receive, you will multiply, okay? That is something that is uniquely feminine. That if you want to multiply positivity and multiply blessings and encouragement in your life, then you need to receive it when it comes to you. The next thing I will say is to get creative. And you can choose a million ways to do this. You can choose one out of a million ways to do this. There are so many ways to be creative nowadays. Start to think about how you can use whatever talent or interest you have to be creative. You can draw. Lettering is something that I picked up recently and it's so relaxing. Bullet journaling is another thing I picked up and I actually have a video on that, so check it out if you're interested in how to make a nice, pretty bullet journal, especially for those of us who are not the best at drawing, painting, and don't worry about the finished product. Don't worry about trying to make something that looks amazing or looks perfect and finished. Just exercise that creative energy and activity. Sit down, do your makeup one day. Try a different makeup look than you would typically do. All these sort of things are tools that you can use to sort of boost your creative energy, which is something that is closely tied to the feminine. So that will create a feedback loop that will boost that feminine energy and sort of develop it and get you back in touch with that side of yourself. You want to make sure that you make a point to enjoy the simple pleasures in life. When you are receiving, as you become open to receiving, make sure that you take time to enjoy those pleasures. And what I mean by that is make a point of mentally snapshotting that moment and say, this is great. This is pleasant. I love this. I like this. That's going to do one of two things. One, it's going to open your eyes to all the amazing blessings that you have in your life. And that's going to help combat whatever bitterness or residual anger that you may have lingering. And two, it is going to sort of change your mindset. As you become more grateful, as you become more mindful in your gratefulness, you are going to more readily receive. For example, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I say thank you. I say thank God that I'm awake. Thank God for another day. I thank God for my family. I look around my bedroom and I say, I thank God for this space that I have. I thank God for how comfy my bed is. I'm so grateful for these sheets. Really little things. It doesn't have to be big things. Get in the shower. The water's nice and hot. I'm so glad that this water is nice and hot for me. I'm so grateful for that. Little things. You get the point by now. But little things, really enjoy and savor those moments. It'll just make you a much happier person. Specifically, a lot of you write to me about your weight, about your journey as a single woman, waiting for that right person or looking to meet that right person. If you take the time to appreciate all these simple little pleasures in your life, you will not have the time to be hung up on something that you feel that you may lack. So take that time to enjoy the simple things, and it will just elevate you internally and spiritually in a way that very few other things can. Self-care. I've been itching to get to this point. Self-care is such a central part to your feminine energy and your femininity. And that can be everything from buying a face wash that's a little bit nicer to use every day to going to the spa and getting a massage or going and getting a pedicure or a manicure. Whatever that self-care is for you, make sure that you set aside time and money to really invest back into yourself. For me, during law school, that meant that I went to get a massage at least once a month, and I went to get a really nice spa deep tissue massage, and I did not miss that appointment. And that was because law school was so stressful. I would constantly feel the tension in my shoulders and my back, and it really was something that over time became a very unpleasant experience for me. But maintaining that self-care appointment just did so much for me in other areas. And it was just such a great thing that I was able to do for myself, to set that time apart and really prioritize myself. And this is important not just to boost your feminine energy, but a lot of times as women, we find ourselves as givers. We find ourselves putting other people first. But there's a quote that I love that says, "You don't burn out from working too much or giving too much. You burn out from not filling back up." And so if you are someone who is a caretaker, you're a giver, you tend to sacrifice and put others first, you don't want to do that at the expense of your own health and well-being. So I recommend taking time for self-care. And it can be something you do at home by yourself. If you're on a budget, you don't have to go out. I have a bunch of self-care hacks and must-haves that I have in my home. I have perfected my at-home self-care routine now that quarantine has sort of changed everything, and I can't wait to share that with you. So comment below, like, if you're interested in that. You want to be playful. Practice not taking yourself too seriously. Embrace the giggle. I feel like a lot of times these things that are more feminine are sort of shamed in certain circles and contexts, and maybe are not that appropriate in the most professional and formal settings. But in social settings, take that hat off, take that cape off, take off that persona of having to be so prim and proper and uptight all the time, and let loose. Have a giggle, have a laugh, like be playful, crack jokes. Don't take yourself too seriously, and also don't take other people too seriously, because that's also sort of like another trap with all of this. And this is the last and final tip. It's my favorite one. Decide what brand of femininity is most comfortable and natural to you, and start to develop that persona. So some feminine women are the femme fatale type, some are the playful type, some are the sweet type, some are the, innocent, like doe-eyed type, some are the quiet and the meek type, some are more of the sassy type. There are so many different ways to be feminine, and there are so many different ways to possess and wield your feminine energy. So start thinking about what is most natural to you. You don't want to take on a persona that feels more like a burden than anything else. This persona should feel freeing and empowering. So bask in that. Write down the things that make you you. Write down your personality traits that make you unique and that you enjoy and that you're proud of. And this will sort of help you develop that feminine brand. And I am going to do a video all about developing your feminine brand and what that looks like and what that means in terms of tangible things and also less tangible things. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to find me and submit your requests and questions, Instagram is a great place to look. I am there daily and I do respond to DMs as much as possible. Comment your requests down below that you would like to see for this series. I am fielding requests now to sort of develop it. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. If you know someone who's been through a rough patch and needs these tips, share it with them. And sign up for notifications so that you don't miss future updates in this series. I love you guys. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.